The cargo pod hit the workshop floor with a dull thud that echoed through Alex's converted warehouse. He wiped sawdust from his hands and approached cautiously, reading the imperial seal stamped across the crate's surface. His heart sank. Nothing good ever came in boxes marked with the Zerthak Emperor's insignia. Another gift, he muttered, prying open the reinforced latches. Inside, packed in preservation gel, lay the body of a wolf woman. Her gray fur was matted with dried blood, and a massive wound carved through her chest told the story of her final moments. The Lycarian species were known across the galaxy as fierce warriors, but this one would fight no more. A holographic message flickered to life above the crate. Emperor Vexral's reptilian face sneered from the projection. "Human Carpenter, you claimed your primitive woodworking could bring beauty to anything. Perhaps you can make a nice chair from this mongrel's bones. Consider it payment for that cabinet you built, the one that collapsed under my daughter's weight." The message winked out. Alex stood frozen, staring at the body. The cabinet had been perfectly constructed. The Emperor's daughter had tried to stand on it while drunk at a party. Everyone knew the truth, but no one contradicted Vexral and lived. This wasn't a gift. It was a calculated insult, a test, a prank designed to humiliate him in front of the entire station. He should have been angry, should have filed a complaint with the Galactic Council, should have done what any rational being would do, rejected the gift and moved on with his life. Instead, Alex knelt beside the crate and gently touched the wolf woman's cold hand. "I'm so sorry," he whispered. Her face, frozen in death, still held a fierce nobility. Her claws were worn but maintained. A warrior's hands. She'd died fighting, that much was clear. Probably in one of the Emperor's gladiatorial games. Thrown away as entertainment for his court. Alex made his decision. For 3 days he didn't open the workshop. Elsa, his assistant and the only other human on the station, finally used her override code to enter. She found him surrounded by medical textbooks, xenobiology manuals, and half-assembled machinery. "Alex, what are you—" She stopped, seeing the wolf woman's body on his work table, now cleaned and carefully laid out. Oh God. Her name was Kira, Alex said quietly, not looking up from the holographic display he was studying. "I hacked the Imperial records. She was a soldier, refused to execute prisoners. They threw her in the arena as punishment. Alex, she's dead." "Not yet." His eyes met Elsa's, and she saw something burning there she'd never seen before. "We're humans, Elsa. We're the species that refuse to accept death. We're the ones who brought people back from clinical death on Earth. We're the ones who figured out suspended animation, who reversed aging, who laughed at every impossible the universe threw at us." Elsa stared at the equipment scattered around the workshop. "You can't be serious. The Lycarians have a decentralized nervous system. Their brain can survive without oxygen for up to 6 hours. She's been in cryogel. Her neural tissue is intact." Alex pulled up a scan. "Look, right there. Minimal degradation. The Empire has resurrection technology, but they consider it wasteful to use on slaves and prisoners." "But you're a carpenter, not a doctor." Alex laughed bitterly. "I'm a human, Elsa. We built pyramids before we had the wheel. We went to the moon on computers less powerful than your phone. We don't have the word impossible in our vocabulary. We just call it hasn't been done yet." Elsa looked at the wolf woman's peaceful face. Then at Alex. Then at the mad collection of equipment he'd assembled. Some purchased, some clearly stolen, some built from scratch in his workshop. She rolled up her sleeves. "What do you need?" They worked for 6 days straight. Alex's carpentry skills translated oddly well to surgery, his steady hands and precise measurements proving invaluable. Elsa handled the medical technology, her background in station maintenance giving her an understanding of complex systems. They were two humans with no formal training attempting what the Empire's best doctors had written off as impossible. On the 7th day, as Alex carefully closed the final incision, Kira's heart monitor flatlined. "No," he breathed. No, come on." Elsa started compressions. Alex administered stimulants. They shocked her twice. 3 times. The monitor remained flat. Alex slumped against the table, defeated. They'd been so close. Then Kira's hand twitched. Her eyes snapped open, brilliant amber irises focusing on the ceiling. She gasped, lurching upward, and Alex caught her shoulders. "Easy, you're safe." "You're—" Kira's claws were at his throat before he could finish. But she paused, confused, taking in the workshop around her. The medical equipment. The two exhausted humans. I died, she said, her voice rough. I remember dying. You did, Alex confirmed. The Emperor sent your body to me as a joke. Thought a primitive human carpenter would be humiliated by it. Kira's eyes narrowed. And instead? Instead we brought you back. Elsa smiled tiredly. Because that's what humans do. We don't accept the universe's rules. Kira slowly lowered her hand from Alex's throat. She looked at her chest, at the sealed wound, at the impossible fact of her own breathing. Why, she whispered. I'm nothing to you. A stranger. An alien, dead. Alex met her gaze steadily, because someone needed to prove that every life matters. Even the ones the Empire throws away, especially those. For a long moment, Kira said nothing. Then she did something that shocked them both. She laughed. It was a harsh, wild sound that filled the workshop. The Emperor sent you a dead wolf as a prank, she said, flexing her fingers, testing her renewed body. And you sent him back a warrior who knows exactly how cruel he is, how his courts operate, how his security works. Her smile was predatory. I wonder what the rebellion would pay for that information. Alex grinned. Probably more than he paid me for that cabinet. Word spread quickly through the station. The human carpenter who'd resurrected the dead. The Emperor's prank that had backfired spectacularly. Within weeks, other gifts started arriving. More bodies, more throwaways, more beings the Empire had discarded. And Alex and Elsa kept working, because that's what humanity did. They looked at the impossible, at the cruel universe that killed and discarded and said, so what? And they brought the dead back to life. The stars had heard his prayers indeed. Not the prayers of submission, but the prayers of defiance. The human prayer that echoed across galaxies. Not today. Not on my watch. And the Empire learned what humans had always known. You should never give a human carpenter a challenge, because they'll build something beautiful from it.